Guess what? One of our Easter eggs is missing.
Which one?
Where both grandmas go, come rain, wind or snow. Where Becky likes to dwell when she's not feeling well. Where Lloyd and Daddy talk when they go for a walk.
Smoker's secret.
Correct, good girl. But where's the egg?
Well, I put it right there in plain view first thing this morning.
Well, I've had to tell her it's the wrong answer. She's looking all over the house for it.
I'm sorry I can't help, but I'm really not up for this.
You two should have gone away regardless. It's a good night out, it's Newcastle. Would have taken your mind off things.
When have you been to Newcastle?
Been a few times.
Take more than a pub full of Geordies and a skin full of cider to make me forget I'm sterile.
Well, that's a conversation killer.
I'm going to help Amy with the clues.
No, I'll go, because I know where they are. Except one.
I hope you're feeling pleased with yourself. I've lost an employee due to your lot's shenanigans.
What lot?
If his mother didn't insist on marrying lunatics for a living, I wouldn't be on my own in there.
And where do I fit in?
Oh, I don't know. Anywhere you can. Oh, between the cracks.
You've never forgiven me for that crack hole remark. Have you? Deep down.
What you admiring Graham for?
I think it's what they call the butterfly effect. A Gail Platt goes all misty-eyed, and before you know it, Tina's handing in a notice.
Well, of course, you're the real victim in all this, aren't you? The butterfly effect. What's Gail going all misty-eyed got to do with Graham?
Well, that's what I said.
But a butterfly flaps its wings in Patagonia, and a little bald newsagent in Weatherfield starts joining up the dots randomly all over the place.
Well, if you're going to start lampooning me, I'm going inside.
Well, I am, so go on.
Look, I hope you've got the decency to have an Easter drink with me this evening.
Well, actually, no. Well, yes, but no. I'm otherwise engaged.
Snubbed. Go on then. I'll have a sherry with you if you want.
Well, what about this afternoon when I've closed the shop?
No, I'll be busy getting ready.
For what?
Never you mind. Excuse me.
Oh, Hayley, I didn't realise you were in there. I'm sorry. Graham and Rita kept me chatting.
You know what I don't get? It's like some years it's like dead early, and then other years it's like weeks and weeks later. I mean, there's just no consistency. I mean, Christmas Day never moves, so why does Easter?
I don't really know.
Are you joking? You should know that. Why don't you ask your bishop?
Bishop?
Yeah, well, your priest, I don't know.
We should tell Mum and Dad not to bother anymore. We're getting too old for all of this.
Yeah, I'll tell them. As from next year, no eggs. Right, I'm going to church. See you later. See you later, babe.
So, are you going to the Chamber of Commerce Easter Ball?
The dinner dance? No, why are you?
Well, I am, as a matter of fact.
Oh, Rita, I don't know how you can go to all these things on your own, though.
Well, actually...
I did ask Lewis if it was free, but it wasn't. Oh, that reminds me, I've got Claudia coming to the salon for a gossip while I'm doing the stock taking. Claudia was the one that put me in touch with Lewis in the first place.
Well, have a nice afternoon.
Oh, yeah, well, you have a lovely evening. Mind you, I suppose you're used to mingling solo now, aren't you, with all them weeks on the ship?
I'll try and enjoy myself.
Oh, right. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. Lost his memory.
Well, temporarily. He'd completely forgotten that Tina had dumped him.
That must have been some bump on the head. Oh, and that is on the house, by the way, for last Monday's heroics.
Well, thank you. You know, I'd like to say it was nothing, but it wasn't.
You're done.
Yep. Last one was at Ken and Deirdre's in Blanche's sock drawer.
Ew. Well, that's what that clue was.
You wrote it. Something to do with her always putting a foot in it.
Oh, yeah. That was the best one.
Okay.
So you left her over there then?
Yeah. She mentioned the missing egg. First thing out of her mouth. Ken reckons a squirrel might have had it away.
Or a magpie. They're renowned for it.
How are you feeling?
For the first time in my life, I feel old.
There are other options, you know. You can always look into adoption.
How insensitive could you be?
Is that insensitive?
Can you not just let me get used to this before you start flinging other people's cast-offs at me?
I was just trying to make conversation, to be honest.
Yeah, and in a few years' time, we'll just be laughing about this.
Oh, you know, that is a complete overreaction to a perfectly reasonable suggestion. All I'm saying is that we needn't give up hope.
Well, just think before you speak, will you? Who do you reckon I am? Angelina Jolie? Madonna? Yes, my body doesn't work, Steve. Thank you. Thanks for that reminder.
Have you got anything planned for tonight?
Not really, no. I did try to book Lewis for the Chamber of Horrors dinner and dance, but he was already booked. I half thought it might be you.
Oh, no.
Did you try to book him as well, though?
No.
Liar.
Well, maybe. I can't remember, really.
How many times have you seen him?
Just once or twice.
Good kisser, isn't he?
Well, I wouldn't know.
Ooh, wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't.
We went to a casino the last time. He knew all the croupiers. I pretended to be his wife.
Oh.
He kept pinching my bum at the blackjack table. I said to the host, after all these years, he's never lost his appetite. Oh, I was well away, to be honest. Brandy kills me.
I don't think it's me, actually, Claudia, having an escort.
Look, why don't we take each other to the ball?
What?
We'll have a laugh. We can, what's that horrible thing they say? People watch.
Oh, no, I've never liked that expression, mate.
Beryl says that all the time. You know Beryl, don't you? She's just opened another shop in Worsley. It's calling herself a chain now. Anyway, she says when it's empty, she sits in the window and people watch.
Do you know, actually, I fancy a quiet night in. There might be an Agatha Christie on.
Stuff, Agatha Christie. Let's get lashed.
Oh.
Remember to look out for Kyle.
Well, you said he played for the reserves.
Oh, yeah, he does. I am buying him a wicked present. Well, I'm bidding for it anyway.
What is it?
It's a vintage Weatherfield County tracksuit top.
Oh, I had one, and I'm not spent on what? 1980, 81. And we had Alan Curry. He was not a poor man's Tony Curry. Big stripe on the collar. Look, class. Mind you, licked him like mad. It's like wearing a hair shirt, that was. All right, love.
Yeah, but it's a good present, though, isn't it?
It was around the time he flirted with tags in the socks. Leeds used to have them. Kept coming off, though. Could see him all over the park. How much did you get for one of them?
Well, I'm on £26.50, but there's a rival bidder.
How much?
Well, I wasn't going to go over 30, but now I'll pay anything.
See, this is where websites like that make the money. Creating false competition. Ryan, he paid like £18 for Alex Turner's plectrum, and it's worth about 2p.
Yeah, but come on, it's not like I'm not going to get it back. I mean, they throw it around like confetti, especially when they get to the first team.
How was church?
Yeah, it was nice. Oh, did you ask the vicar my question?
Oh, I won't even ask what that was. See you later.
I'm not sure, really. I wouldn't say insensitive. Premature, maybe. You should have given her a few more weeks to let the news settle in.
That's exactly what she said. How's that going to make any difference?
We're not rational, Steve. You should know that by now.
I don't know anything. I start from scratch every day where you lot are concerned.
That is an awful lot of hot dogs.
Yeah, I met Ken Barlow earlier walking Eccles. He says an Easter egg's gone missing from the yard.
Are you serious? Does that really constitute gossip?
No, I was merely wondering if you'd found it.
You were merely wondering if I'd eaten it. No, I haven't.
Well, I think so, anyway. Now, if anyone asks, I've had to say you're my son.
Your son? Don't worry, no one's going to ask.
Well, I mean,
Well, there is that, of course.
But as long as you're wearing your dancing shoes, I don't mind.
Hey, now hang on, one step at a time.
You fancy a drink?
Oh, do I?
Come on.
Well, I best be off. I've got some important business to attend to.
Yeah, how's that bid going for that tracky top?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go home and check on it. It's a present for my boyfriend, Kyle Dimitri.
Oh. Should I know him?
Oh, well, he plays for County. His goal attack. He's like our top scorer this season.
No, he isn't.
Well, you know, like he plays for the reserves.
Well, better luck next time.
Yeah, but you can get us in, like, any VIP bar in Manchester.
Including ours.
I was so born to be a wag.
Yeah, I'll walk you home.
See ya.
Where's my wife, by the way?
She went for a walk to clear her head, then she was calling in on Haley.
She's gone off to see Yoda, has she? I should probably stick the boot in about what I said earlier. Sometimes I'd love to be a fly on the wall, wouldn't you?
If I did have that ability, Steve, I wouldn't be hanging around Roy's Roads.
I tell you what. Ginger Rogers, you can keep her.
How's your knee?
It's all right, thank you. So, Louis, tell me, do any of these women get attached?
But it can happen. Most clients understand the deal.
Everything all right there?
So I was just thinking, I haven't seen a bustle for years. Maybe they're coming back into fashion.
So tell me, how many have been smitten? You know, deluded themselves?
Well, not many, really. Maybe one or two. You try to make me spill the beans.
No, I'm just nosy.
Well, client confidentiality.
Well, I admire your discretion.
Thank you.
Actually, it was just a test to see if I could trust you.
Oh.
Not that I'm smitten.
Of course not.
But I'm having a lovely time. And for that, I'm very grateful.
And I'm enjoying myself too. In fact, I'm having a ball.
Becky, come in. You all right?
Middling.
Come upstairs, we've had our tea.
Is Roy up there?
Yeah, he's just cutting up our old bank cards. Why?
Can we just stay down here just for a second?
Sit down. Sit down.
Hey, listen to this. So, Steve texted me swimming the other day, right? Did I tell you that? No. Okay, so anyway, he goes to put his trunks on and he finds 50 euros in the pockets from his honeymoon. Can you believe that?
Becky?
It's happened again, Haley.
Love.
And not only that, but
Sweetheart.
Oh, look who's over there. Talk of the devil.
Who is it?
Beryl, the people watcher. She started out working for me, you know, when I had Claudia. Shall we go and get a drink?
Oh, yes, come on.
Hello, you.
Good evening, ladies. How are you both?
All the better for seeing those perky little chops.
Oh, Claudia. Hello, Audrey.
Hello.
So, who's the lucky lady then?
Sophie Loren.
Oh, get away.
No, Twiggy.
Oh, you'd be lucky.
À tout à l'heure. Ladies.
What did that mean?
I don't know, but I mean, it sounded French, didn't it?
Well, we'll have to have a butcher's later. and see what sorry old suburban trout he's been landed with this time. Poor love.
There are other ways, you know.
Like what?
Well, you could always look into adoption.
For real?
Well, think about what you could offer a child from a family who couldn't cope. Think about all the disadvantages you yourself suffered.
Takes one to know one, you mean?
In a way, yeah. Your life experience could prove invaluable. I think you'd make a great adoptive mum, because I think you'd understand. Anyway, it's just something to consider for the future, that's all. This needn't be the end. Thank you. Oh, nearly forgot. I bought you something. It's only a bit of something. Oh, he's already eaten it.
Well, I mean, those few months were enough, really. I mean, it was virtually my life savings.
So you couldn't live on one?
On a cruise liner?
Yeah.
No, I'm a sucker for dry land. Although Norris did point out I went from the cabin to a cabin. He thought there was something in it.
Well, he missed you by the sounds of it.
I think he did. I think he does.
I'm sure. Look, I'm not keeping you up, am I?
Oh, this is a lifetime of early nights and early starts. Takes its toll in retirement.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. For years, I used to work in nightclubs and casinos, so I come alive at 2 a.m. And I'm going to make sure you don't go home before 1.
Oh, look, there's another bustle.
Typical. Wait for years and years for a bustle, and then 2 come along at once.
You moved since you left.
Of course I have.
How are you getting on?
Right, there's 15 seconds left. Dad, if anyone outbids me, I'll kill him.
How much you up to?
70 quid.
70 quid for that old bit of tat? No one's ever heard of him, by the way.
Dad, I told you he's on the reserves.
Well, me and Ashley was asking around.
Where?
Well, the turnstiles, terraces, twisted...
Woohoo! Have fun! Have fun!
Night.
Good night.
Night, Audrey.
Night, Lewis. Night, Rita.
Oh, you two know each other? Oh, of course. Audrey's salon's in your street.
Oh, we go way back to me and Audrey.
Yeah, she used to bounce me up and down on her knee.
She was in the thick of it while I was still learning to blush. Where men are concerned.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we'll leave it there, shall we, Rita? Or unless you'd like me to move on to the subject of exotic dancing?
You can move on to any subject you like. He's not going to be embarrassed about exotic dancing.
Let's get the coats, shall we?
Night, girl.
Cheers, mate.
Right, thanks.
What?
I was just thinking about what you said earlier.
Oh, what did I say earlier?
Just, you know, about adoption.
Oh, when you jumped down my throat for being so insensitive, you mean?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that, baby.
Don't be, I'm used to it.
It's just, while I was over at Ailey's, she kind of mentioned it and all.
Oh, I see. So, when I say something, it's insensitive, but when Hayley says it, it's suddenly worth listening to?
Sort of. Yeah, I trust her opinion.
Oh, and you don't trust mine?
Not always, no.
Well, this is very interesting. Do me a favour, will you? Next time you're going to run me into the ground for making a perfectly innocent remark, run it past Dr. Cropper first.
I will.
Thank you.
Something else and all.
Bring it on.
I ate that missing egg. And then I lied about it, just to save face.
Amy thinks the Easter Bunny took that because she didn't finish her spelling.
Well, she had plenty, and anyway, kids get far too much as it is, and
You know, if we ever do look into adoption, best keep that to yourself.
well, I replaced it.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry about that little frack out the end.
Oh, it wasn't your fault. Some folk never change.
As for you, if you ever want to do this again, it would be my pleasure.
Be sure I will. It'll take more than a dirty look and a few harsh words to knock me off my perch. Good night, Lewis.
Good night, Rita.
I've always known you had a naive streak, Audrey. Dear me. You know all those nice things he says to you.
I know.
You're paying him to say them.
I know.
There's always one.
Yeah, it's always me.
I'm sure it's easily done.
No fool like an old fool.
Oh, rubbish. There's all different kinds of fools. Don't bring age into it.
Yeah, well, it's not very dignified, though, is it, huh?
Look at all those young girls hanging around in Freshco's car park with hardly a stitch on, swearing like dockers. Where's the dignity in that? There's no fool like a young fool would be nearer the mark.
Cute.
Come on, let's get a drink. Find a few spares and have a dance.
All right, I'll try.
And Audrey.
What?
Chins up.
Oh,
I seem to have spent most of my life with the worst things that people do to each other. Just part of the job, that's all.
Part 1 of the final A Touch of Frost is next on ITV1.